what Genesis is. And the Adam and Eve story came from Asar, said in a rule. And the Septuagint is the first name of the printed Bible that was found here in the United States. And the Catholic Bible has 73 books. It used to, the King James Version, but they took 7 books out. They got removed by the Council of Nicaea in 350 AD when they created the white image of Jesus Christ. It was 325 to 350, somewhere in there, because I read a lot of books that say 325 and some that say 350. So there's kind of some discrepancy on when the exact date was, but somewhere in that time is when the Greco-Roman Jesus image came into play. Before then, it was in Greek, where the Greeks had a god named Zeus, I think his name was. Okay, which would also bring one to question Jesus' desire for the whole function. It does not sound like Jesus died. Oh, wait a minute. I skipped a page. That Jesus was not willing martyr here. When Jesus asked, Father, why hast thou forsaken me on the cross? When he asked that question, it was not a question that should have been asked by God. Okay, because you know why you go through the extremities that you go through. I don't have to ask nobody why the rejection I have and why is the world so hard to live in and all that. Because I got eyes, I can see why. It's because of Christianity, because of ignorance of the masses, allowing yourselves to be duped by such a weak performance. That is so weak. You should be able to see that. It is. I mean, it is weak. Some devil. I'm everything. Give me your money and your children. We're gonna screen little boys in the Catholic Church, and you guys can buy a lot of stuff at Christmas. And you going for the stupid shit. The world tarnished and destroyed, and you guys want to keep on waddling in the stuff that's gotta be obvious to you is making it all destroyed. God, I just can't get it. But I gotta preach this shit to you because I have to. Eventually I'm gonna be able to stop. I'm gonna be so happy. King James hired Queen Elizabeth Sir Francis Bacon to edit his version of the Bible. Bacon was a Rosicrucian and filled the Bible with Masonic symbolism. That's why they tell you it's not good to read that Bible. It's not either. It's really, it'll make a society be decadent. And it'll be homosexuality everywhere, prostitution, drug use, abuse of police, abuse of funds, corrupt governments, church corruption. Everything that we have now is what happened when you have a Bible filled with Masonic symbolism in it. Because the Masons are the people who enslaved us melanated people after we taught them knowledges and sciences to try to help them out. They turned around and did that to us. Sir Francis Bacon is better known as William Shakespeare. 285 BC, Ptolemy, Philadelphia is when the Bible was written down to learn of the history of the Amanna dynasty, whose history has been wiped out. The Amanna dynasty is the true Moors of this land. The people call themselves Israelites. Like the black guy was talking about, we no damn African. Oh yeah, yes, you don't have to call yourself African, but you're definitely the melanated people who left that geographical area of the earth. I don't care what you call yourself, but you're not going to get yourself out of being origin from that area right there. And I don't care what title you wanted to pick up after that. You still the same nationalism of all the people that was in that region, because all of that colonization and all of the borders that got built was all because of ignorance. The true genetics of everyone is going to always remain the true genetics of everyone, regardless to the mental paradigms that we all develop because of ego and because of people that coerce us into accepting stupidity as a part of our existence. But you're not going to try to say that there is 1 ounce of any human on this earth, and I do mean Hueman, that does not go back to the first genetics or the first pair that was put in to breed everyone onto the earth. It just can't exist. Unless, what happened? Listen, people come and just drop new people on the earth? Is that what happened? If they were going to do that, what was the sense of seeing the earth in the first place? So we're all the same genetics, which means that we were all black. And it's just a fact. All to that. Okay. Town of Philadelphia is when the Bible was written down to learn of the history of the Maat dynasty, whose history had been wiped out. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Dead man on the cross called God, a.k.a. Jesus Christ, is a graven image, and is breaking God's commandment that was just mentioned in Exodus 24. Yeshua ben Yosef, also known as Yeshua El Pendera meaning the Panther. The image that you know of as Jesus is actually the Greek mythological god Zeus. The world believes in this name and image, and it is a mythological god. You have been deceived. This is a false god, an idol god, a myth and a deception. It is slavery and spiritual death. Jesus cried out to God and asked him, Father or God, why hast thou forsaken me? Jesus should have been wise enough to know that his physical death was not something that should have been visioned as a state of abandonment or being forsaken. In the book of Luke 14:26, Jesus is accused of making this statement, if any man cometh to me and hated not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sister, yea, in his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. See, you're not going to come out here and preach this stuff, encouraging people to hate their family members, because we can see how the family structures has been torn apart. Okay, you're not going to make no circumstance with me where I have to hate my family to be able to follow you. Okay, that's all to it. I ain't trying to hate my family. The rejection that I receive from my family is only because of the fact that I have a bizarre job from the universe to do. And you know what, that's their problem, not mine, because I'm going to do my job with or without their help. You know, and that's just the way it goes. I mean, it'd be better if it was better unity and all that stuff, but my family ain't the only family that's got these problems. These problems are in every family on this planet, because it's delivered bad, foolish shit like what I just read right there. And then you would let that go right over your head, but not me, because he just instructed you to hate. Just like on the other page, they told you to hate. It's the same thing on. Saying if anybody take you to another god, somebody, in other words, if a Muslim come along, you kill him, because he don't worship Jesus. See, that's hate and evil, and it's coercion and harassment and deprivation. Because if you don't kill somebody because they don't want your God, then I guarantee you, you won't mind making them suffer and not eat or have a house to live in or a job. Guarantee you that. In Jesus' own words, he should have not been reluctant to lose all attachments to his physical world. To truly understand my point, if Jesus felt that his death was an act of God forsaking him, it must mean that Jesus felt that his true power source had left him to die. And that's absolutely right. Which means by his own admittance that he had a God greater than him. So if he has a God greater than him, then why do I need him? Why can't I just go to the God that's greater than him that I see right there coming in the window? See it on my face? That's my God right there. Hello. It's all green and beautiful. Hey. Yeah, go on in. That's God right there. Feel me? Okay. Okay, here we go. Wow, that's amazing. You might say it doesn't matter what name. Okay, here you go. You might say it doesn't matter what name you call him, but the scriptures say in the book of Exodus 27, thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. Jesus means God is Zeus. Zeus equals Jupiter. Jesus was not Greek or Roman, according to the book of Revelation, where it is said, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burnt in a furnace. Excuse me. Now you may think it does not matter what color he was, but it does. Just like color matters with everything else. It matters just as much when you are giving a description of a person or in this case, a God in flesh manifestation. Hello. It says, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. A false name and a false image is a false God. Imagine that. Makes sense? It should. Okay, the whole Jesus foundation comes years after the original story in Egypt had been established. Many other religious sects, Muslims, Judaism, Hinduism, Taoism, and Buddhism, are all takeoffs or launched from the ancient Kemetic temple walls and pyramid structures, as well as from papyrus scrolls and stolen from burial sites of ancient pharaohs by disrespectful Christians as well as Muslim grave robbers. And I'm talking about the Arab Muslims, the white ones. And aka Arab or Europeans. All law is God law. All law equals Allah. All Arabic equals the L. And that's the reason why the word El is Hebrew for the singular form of Elohim. So Israel is Isis, Ra, and Elohim, the family of God, meaning the Israelites are the melanated people. Isis is the word that came along with the Romans and the Greeks, okay, because they took the name of Set and changed it to Isis, because they took a Set's personification and made a white lady where it should have been when it was a black lady. That's how they came in touch with their Isis. They took the whole personification of God as a Set and made it white and called it Isis. They did the same thing with Asar and made a white god and called it Jesus. That's just what they did. So now what's going on is that Israel means Isis, I-S, Ra, the sun god, R-A, and El, E-L, the Hebrew, and melanated Hebrew of Ethiopia. That's where the Elohim come from. So Isis, Ra, Elohim means the family lineage of God, what you all call the Israelites. But they were the Hamites, the Canaanites, Ethiopians, Egyptians, Moroccans, combined together, because they all came from Tanzania anyway. One lineage, one genetics. That's all. That they come out here with all this dichotomization to try to make us all be divided and conquered. No, we are all one melanated family on this earth. Know that. Okay. If you worship the image of a God that looked like the image of a people that enslaved you, you are still a slave to that people. You must have documented dates of liberation from an oppressor to justify or validate this liberation. There should also be proof of a revolution ending in the light of the eradication of the oppression source, as well as eradication of the mother source of the oppression, meaning Europeans or the European entities. Okay, you don't have to wait for a Satan to fool the world. He already has. They shall deceive the very elite. Okay, Scipio Africanus is the Roman general whom the Moors honored as their god. So the Moors are the ones that was first called Africans in Africa. First law is all law. God's law or the laws of nature. That's the first law. The second law is common law, or the law of the land, which equals common sense. And the third law is contract law or merchant law, which is criminal law. The first one and the second one. Fake people who accept names from oppressors, Indian, Australian, Chinese, Japanese, are callable titled people, someone or something pretending to be something that they are not. A Mexican, a Puerto Rican, a black. Okay. It's the all of these stereotypical names that they try to give people, alright? And then the first marriage license was issued in 1863